in it today and go live and talk about when to stop or start having sex with a man if you want to be his wife. This is such an important concept, and so often my clients do not understand that when you want to start or stop having sex with a man, you're doing it for a certain type of reason or certain reason why. Let me just check here, make sure I'm recording. Let's see here. Hi everyone, so just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. So I'm gonna talk about when to stop or start having sex with a man. This is so important, especially if you want to be a wife. And a lot of the women I work with, they want to be a wife one day, and they find themselves in a dating relationship with a man where things are perpetuating and you're just dating and you're going out, maybe you're in a committed relationship, and it feels really wonderful and great. But at the same time, there's a part of you that you want to be a wife someday, and the man is not progressing things forward. So I really want to talk about when to stop and when to start having sex with a man, because you, Diamond Girl, you want to be a wife. You don't want to be what I call a never-ending girlfriend or a forever girlfriend. You want to be a wife. Now, in no way am I saying that sex is a way to manipulate someone and use it as a tool to get your way. In fact, feminine energy is about using whatever it is you feel in your body, what you feel good and right doing, as a way to listen to yourself and get better in tune, better in touch with who you are as a powerful dynamite woman. And this has a wonderful effect in your life. It causes great things to happen because you are ultimately in a very powerful and true and authentic alignment with yourself. Now, I'm going to give you case in point. I have a picture of here of my husband and I when we were married. Now, at one point in time, I had to walk away from him because he was not committing to marriage. He wasn't mentioning it. He wasn't talking about it. And then finally, when I mentioned it to him and I said, I really want to be a wife. Where do you see us going? Which is a perfectly acceptable thing to say. I use that in my ebook, 500 Ways to Talk to a Man. He laughed at me. He laughed right in my face and he said, well, haha, that's never going to happen with me. And I knew right then and there, I'm going to have to walk away from this man. Now, in the links below, I'm going to link to 2 of my most popular blogs about walking away from a man. Because when I walked away from him, and I was no longer having sex with him, I was no longer doing the relationship the way that he wanted me to do the relationship. I was living by my own terms. I was listening to my body. I was doing what was important to me. Because I will tell you, shortly before that, there was a time where we were making love and it was feeling wonderful. But as soon as it was over, I just wanted to cry because I didn't want to be at his house, in his world, making love to him. I wanted to be in our home. I wanted to be in our house. I wanted to be in our world. And so this is why I want to talk about stopping and starting to have sex with a man, why you want to do it, and how to really hear yourself. Because ladies, listen, you can scour the internet for someone who's going to tell you exactly what to say to a man. And I have lots of scripts that tell you how to do this. But the ticket to your freedom and actually getting the man in alignment with who he is and who he's going to be in that relationship comes from speaking your true, authentic self. There's no other way around it. The truth shall set you free. And this is what I'm going for here, is that you have to be in alignment. Otherwise, you're living in a very manipulative world. And this is where I talk about how something turns into a pumpkin at midnight. Relationships don't last for long. All right, so thank you everyone for the thumbs up. It's been a while since I joined you live. I'm so glad to be back in front of the camera with you. So the first place you want to think about in terms of having sex with a guy and getting intimate is this is about being curious. This is about trust. This is about opening up to someone, because you cannot control how a man may treat you after sex. You have no control over this. So you can wait a year before you have sex with him. You can wait 3 days or 3 dates or 2 dates, whatever you want to do. That's up to you, because ultimately, again, this is about how you feel. Now, there's just one stipulation about this, and that is we live in a society that judges women very harshly about purity, impurity. We have the Madonna whore thing that goes on. And as much as we would love to rise up and crush those sorts of stereotypes, they might have an evolutionary purpose. There might be a reason men judge a woman who sleeps with him very early, judges her negatively. And I don't want to go too much into that, but I will say this. The more time you give it, the more I believe your value is built up, but the amount of time you give it does not mean you will have value in a man's eyes. So anything beyond the first or second date, I think it's up to you to try a guy out and see if you like him. Again, sex is not a way to manipulate someone and get them to fall in love with you or anything like that. But there is a process called the slow burn. And I teach you the slow burn in some of my other videos. And I teach you the slow burn in Fem Tools for Dating. It is so important you understand that the slow burn is about getting to know someone while they're trying to rip your clothes off. All right, you want to get to know them and they're wanting to date you every day of the week. You really want to take your time dating them. You want to take your time how much you invest in them, because you could have sex with them after investing weeks and then they run off anyway. But at least this way, you mitigate your losses. You haven't lost a ton of your time and a ton of your heart, hopefully, in the process. So you've done the slow burn and you paced out the relationship. I teach you all about that in Fem Tools for Dating. So far, to recap, you sleep with a person whenever it's right for you, except on the first or second date, in my opinion. That would be a little too soon, and I don't want it to lead to any type of judgment of your value or worth. Second part, slow burn. The man is always going to be in this mad dash to get you in bed and date you and date you and date you and get to know you and see you all the time and claim you as his girlfriend rather immediately. And for those listening, don't worry. I'm going to get to the part where you've already done this. You've already slept with him on the first or second date. He's already claimed you. But practice that slow burn. Now, third part, it is your right to try a man out. It is your right to try a man out sexually and see if you're a match. This is a really important step in building a loving, long-lasting relationship with someone that leads to marriage. Because if you can't try a guy out and make sure that you fit together sexually, and even for those of you who are going to be celibate until marriage or things like this, there are still things that you can do to see if you're compatible with a person, such as how they smell, how they kiss, whether or not you can touch one another's bodies or look at one another's bodies, things like this. There are a lot of ways to explore a person's sexuality that way. So it's your right to try him out. You've got to know. You need to know whether or not this person's going to work for you sexually, because once in a while I get a client in my coaching and over at iHeart Love Academy, my group, that they say, I'm with a great guy. In the beginning, we used to have sex, it was okay. But now we never have sex, and I don't really like having sex with him. And I also almost made the same mistake with a man who was crazy about me. And it was right out of college, but his stuff just wasn't right for me. It was too problematic for me. I didn't want that. and you're not selfish, you're allowed to have what you want in life, and you're about to build this incredibly strong and lasting bond with a person, you better make sure they like sex as much as you do or somewhere close therein. It's your right to try a person out. It's your right to find out if you're on the same page sexually or not. Now, let's say you try a guy out and you're like, wow, I like this, but I don't know where I'm going with this man. And what if you have already slipped into being some sort of convenient girlfriend? And instead of him taking you out on dates, he's now like, what time can I just pick up food and bring it over to your house? We're going to watch TV, and then we're going to screw, and then we're going to do the whole thing over again. I'm no longer taking you out on dates. He doesn't say that, but that's what happens. So let's talk about how to stop sex. And how to have this conversation that says, you know, I only have regular sex. I only have ongoing sex with someone I'm in a committed relationship with. And the guy goes, well, wait a minute. We've been doing it this long. We did it just the other day. I know. And I'm getting very attached. I get very attached easily, if that's true for you. And I have regular sex with someone I'm in a committed relationship with. Now, what if he says, oh, okay, you're trying to push me into a relationship? Well, I don't want to put any pressure on you. I don't want to put any pressure on this relationship. This is about protecting me. This is about protecting my feelings, and you're a wonderful guy. I just don't know where we're going. So do you see how that works? I just don't know where we're going. I don't know what this is turning into. It's about protecting me. This is not manipulation. If you are already hot and heavy with a guy and you're having like lots of sex with him and you're like, oh my God, I really like him, but it seems like it's just turned sexual, it's time to tap the brakes and have this conversation. Now, I will be totally transparent with you and tell you that a few times women have used this phrase, which is, I'm just curious, where do you see us going? And the guy runs off. And then they call me back or they write me back and they go, Adrienne, I should have never said that. He left. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's exactly what you needed to say. You see, time moves very different for a man than it does for a woman. A guy will just kind of stick around. He's got all the time in the world. Meanwhile, you're counting your wrinkles. You're counting the number of eggs you still have. You're counting your age, right? You live in a different time span than a man does. So when you ask a man, where do you see us going? And he takes off. Thank you. Thank you for taking off on me, because I don't want to be with a time waster. So do not be afraid to ask, where do you see us going? This is super important to ask. All right, that's my little bit that I'm going to share with you. If you want to go deeper, I have my ebook, 500 Ways to Talk to a Man. It comes with a 2-day video course that teaches you so many phrases and how to get in touch with what you're feeling, so you can communicate to a man, and it works like magic. I also have my Everheart answer cards. Now, these are available on my website. They are a deck. They're 54 cards. They're full of feminine energy, wisdom, and advice. And I'm going to take a few Q&A, and we're going to use my deck. And again, this is on my website and the descriptions below. I will tell you that my card deck comes with directions on different types of draws. Now, if any of you have a question, you can make it short. You can make it succinct. The backstory doesn't matter. I tell my clients this all the time, that it really doesn't matter how we met and what he went through when you first met him, and you know, who in his family has abandoned him in the past, and ex-girlfriends. It does not matter. All that matters is what is happening right now. So let's take a couple questions. I'll open up chat. Let's see. I'm going to go to live chat. Vegas says, basically 5 months of talking to this guy, and he pulled back after I asked. It disappeared. After I asked, where are we going? 3 days of silence. He will come back around though. Vega, when you're saying basically 5 months of talking, that is too long to just talk to somebody. That is too long to just date someone. I suggest dating someone for about 3 months. And then if they're not into commitment, you just move on. You're wasting your time. Let's see here. Here for advice on stopping. Yep, okay, haha. I made him wait for it, dated him for 2.5 months. Whoopsie. And I lost it. I accidentally deleted it. I'm so sorry. If you can bring that back. You dated him for 2.5 months. Let's get to it. And so basically, someone said anyone who doesn't want to wait can go there. So making him wait, I'd love for y'all to take that out of your vocabulary, because making him wait, there's no date on a calendar. There's no amount of time that's going to guarantee you that someone's going to love you and stand by there and be there for you. It doesn't exist. Making a person wait doesn't increase your odds. Other than beyond that first or second date, which comes with sort of like instant, harsh, and unjust judgment for women, I don't think making a guy wait helps you. I do believe that after you try a guy out and he comes back for sex part 2 or sex part 3, then you say, well, you know, I only have regular sex with someone I'm in a committed relationship with. But even then, the guy might not be ready to commit. You don't have to end the relationship. You can just simply know that information, you see. You can know it. All right. Angela says that they have 3 children together. He says he wants to marry me. He has a ring. It's been 7 months since he asked. He said he was going to propose, and he still hasn't. Oh, I love questions like this, because you're going to have to talk about it. And come to him with all that wonderful feminine energy excitement, which is, you know, I'm really excited. I want to be a wife, and I know you have this ring, and I'm super excited. It's just been 7 months, and I am feeling. And what are you feeling? I'm feeling a little worried. I'm feeling a little scared. I'm feeling a little nervous. I'm feeling a little anxious. I can guarantee you he will give you one of 2 answers. He will say, baby, relax. I will. I got this. I'm just trying to, okay, I understand you will, and you got this. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. But what could possibly be holding us up? I mean, I want to be a wife, and I've met my forever guy, and I want to be married. Because guys will do things like, I need to get a raise. I need to get through this class. I'm trying to save enough money for this and this. And you can just let him know, you know, those things are really important, but we can go get married for $20 at the clerk of courts. You've already got the ring. So that's answer number 1. Answer number 2 is going to be something like, well, we've been fighting a lot lately. We've been arguing a lot, and I just don't know. I think we might just be 2 different people, and you're going to get it then. You're going to hear about it then. You have to create this safe place for him to open up to you. If you need to, use my transparency script. Again, this is out of 500 Ways to Talk to a Man, which is whatever it is, lay it on me. I can handle it. I need the truth. Lay it on me. All right? But come to him with enthusiasm and excitement and girlish, happy, you know, girly happiness and things like that. All right, I'm going to draw a card for you. I think your name was Angela. I'm drawing a card. And this isn't tarot. This isn't anything like that. This is just a lot of good advice that I kept giving out over and over and over again. And here it is for you in a deck. It says, here we go. Don't offer him advice or lengthy listening sessions. Men aren't attracted to their mom, and they don't marry their therapist. Listen with your heart open, making eye contact, nodding and listening for about 5 minutes. So this is about how you know, you can become a guy's therapist and like just be listening to all his problems all the time. That does not win a guy's heart. You really want to be able to nod and listen, look at the clock out of the side of your eye, and give him about 5 minutes. And nod and listen, because ultimately it's up to the man to solve the problem. And it says, I trust you can figure this out. Let me know if there's anything I can do. You can offer him a hug, then go do whatever it is you want to do. So the cool thing about my cards is that it kind of comes with, you know, the situation or what I'm suggesting, and then an explanation. And then sometimes it has like a little script for you to use. So you can pick up your own answer deck. It's on my website, everheartcoaching.com. They're on sale right now. All right, we will take one more question. I'm going to try to scroll. Angela, you're very, very welcome. Is it bad to get too deep in the conversation too soon? What is too soon? I had a young lady in my private group, I Heart Love Academy, reach out to me recently, and she said it was like the second date with a guy. She's like totally into him, and she was like, so where do you see this going? And the guy just like took off because he doesn't know yet. Like, he doesn't know. So I don't think you should ask, where do you see us going yet, too soon. But if you're starting to have sex with someone and you're a couple of months or weeks into exclusivity, you know, there's a lot here. How often are you dating? How often is he seeing you? Is he putting in the effort to date you and see you? You know, what's happening? So it's nuanced a little bit, but really, I don't think it's too soon, and it's not a heavy conversation, because the guy could go, I don't know where we're going, baby. I don't know. That's fine. You don't have to know where we're going, but I have the right to ask. I'm a high value, high quality woman. I have the right to ask to know where I'm going, you see. So I want you to have that energy into it. And if he goes, well, I don't know, go, okay, well, you know, okay, thank you. I appreciate your honesty. It's your right to ask that question. Okay, one more question. Let me go back here. My ex came back after 3 years and we started talking. He got mad at me and went silent. Okay, well, if he's gone silent, how does that feel? How does it feel? Because that is what you go by. So I have a very popular program called the ABCs to get him back. I give you the absolute best chances. And I'm going to tell you the shortcut to why this program works so much magic. It's because when your energy is off the man, when it's off the man and you're like, he doesn't want me, bye. If you don't want me, I'm not going to work hard and try to win you back and read all this manipulative coaches, you know, material, or listen to all these manipulative videos. I can love you. I can miss you. I can hate that it's over. But I accept your no, you're not my dream guy. And when you make that clear connection, that's when all the energy around you changes. That's when your vibration gets higher. And you're no longer this hungry, craving, wanting this man back. Now, I will tell you, with my, I started off this video talking about it. I walked away from him, and it was almost 3 months to the day before he came back. And I do believe there is something to 3 months. And in the ABCs to Get Him Back program, I teach you all about what you're doing during that 3-month time. Because I was going to move away. I was like, I can't live in the same town with this guy if things don't work out. So he came back just in time. I got to stay in my house. All right, everybody. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and when to stop and start have sex. I talk way more about that in 500 ways to talk to a man, or talk about a man. And then also I have my answer deck. It's on sale at my website. Again, it's so much fun. Sometimes you just want to, like, you know, pull out a card and just get some good advice about what to do. And interestingly enough, I just pulled out, he's just not that into you. And I was just talking about when a guy, pulls his energy off of you, he doesn't want to talk to you anymore. He's just not that into you? Question mark. How dare he? You are a brilliant, powerful, dynamite girl. Keep doing what makes you shine and peel your energy off of him. Loving arms that want to hold your precious jeweled heart await. Continue quantum dating and making your life rich, full, and juicy. The man will arrive. There's that card. All right. Interesting that I pulled that card out right when you told me about your ex not writing you anymore or reaching out. All right, everybody. You're amazing, wonderful ladies. Go check out my group. It's very low to join per month. I'm in there teaching classes with my coaches, doing Q&A. If this video is like 10 years old, I don't know if it'll still be there, but it's there now. And then also my answer deck. It's all in the link below and my programs. You are all welcome. Hey ladies, give this video a thumbs up if this has been fun and helpful. I love sharing this wisdom with you all. Give me a thumbs up. Be sure you subscribe to me and share me with a girlfriend if I'm helpful for you. Share me with someone that you care a lot about. All right, everybody, I'm sending you much love. Mwah. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time.